How many times do you look at the mirror and wonder, why do you do the things that you do? Or do you ever wonder what people think about you? Truth be told, we all do. We all wonder. Truth be told, we are all weird. And weird is the new norm. So think about what that means to you as we roll the intro.
Welcome to the 18th episode of the Project Dream Mastery Show, where we help inspire you to follow your dreams, defy expectations, dream big, and most importantly, not most importantly, but love deeply. My name is Lucas Johnson, based out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I'm Patryk Labuzek, based out of Dublin, Ireland.
Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to be the first to receive new episode releases, and if you're interested, this episode is available with video, so check out our website at projectdreammastery.com to watch now.
You are in for a treat today. Have you heard weird is the new norm? Because if you haven't, well, we're about to drop a knowledge bomb on your life right now. It's okay to be different. It's okay to do things your own way. And I'm even gonna say it's better to do it that way. So let's take a deeper dive into it.
You know, when we were trying to come up with topics, and every week it is just, it's really tough to think about what it means in the current moment and what's going on in society, what's going on in life, and what is truly going to be applicable. This week is applicable, not just the current moment, but to every single day of your life. Every single day. Have you ever really wondered, like Patty was saying, have you ever really wondered what it means to look at the mirror, or what it feels like to look at the mirror and wonder why are you who you are, or who are you to determine someone else's look or someone else's thoughts? So I want to say this: let weird be the new norm. Stop making people feel less for being into different things and not being the same as you. We have so much to offer. We have so much to give. We have so much to take. It's a give and take society we live in, Batty. You got to give some to take some. You got to give into life what you put, what you take. So I want to pose a question to you, Patty. Have you ever looked in the mirror? I'm sure you have, knowing you, buddy. Have you ever looked in the mirror, that one it's like back to the left right there, and said, well, why am I who I am? Why do I do what I do? Who am I in the vision of today? What society has all these expectations? Who am I, and why am I so awesome?
Great way of putting it. Super positive. Loving that. Yeah.
After last week's episode, buddy, we got to be positive.
100%. Look at it this way. As I grew to the person that I am now, things changed. One of the things that changed is what I put in my room as well. And one of the things that I've put in my room, you can't see it, but to the right there, I have a huge ass mirror on my wardrobe, right? Gigantic. Why is that? It's because I've come to realize that when I wake up each morning and I stand up, I look in a mirror and I reflect on myself. I ask myself those questions that you pose on me, like, who am I? What makes me me? How can I be better? It's just a little self-reflection that plays gigantic part of my life. It's a gigantic habit in the morning for me. I stand up from my bed, knowing that, okay, I have to face all those different things today that have been planned out, a routine of some sort. Sometimes it's exciting, sometimes less. I looked in the mirror and I asked myself those questions. And you know what I realized? I realized I'm weird, and that's a good thing. I do all those different things that not many people, honestly, not many people our age do that. I'm not saying I'm on top of my game, but I do all those different things. I do this, I do that, I go to work, and I wonder how the hell I do all those things. Like my day is
You're
just
a
not long
complete
enough.
weirdo.
Man, completely. And I don't know. Like I'm a positive weirdo, man. I'm positive. I'm loving it. I'm not denying that I'm weird. Everybody's weird. Every single person is weird, but
Call me a
people don't.
weirdo, huh? You
Of
call me a
course,
weirdo?
of
You
course,
know
I am.
what? You know what, Patty? I am a weirdo, and I proudly accept that. I get up and I look at the mirror every single morning, and for the longest time, I never wanted to go out and be the person I am or the person I was. I looked in the mirror and I saw a person that needed to be, someone that society wanted. If you're listening, how many times have you looked at that mirror? Just said, am I really being me? Am I, as they say in 2020, my mom's least favorite words of this year are transparent and unprecedented when I have a chance to talk with her. But I'm going to use one of those words. Are you being transparent with yourself? It's 2020. We're about to go to 2021, bro. Being weird is okay. Being weird is the new norm. We're living in a society that is remote. So why can't you be weird, dude? I have been the happiest I have been in a long time. Not only working remote, but just being able to be who I am every single day, whether it be with my family or my friends, and just knowing that I don't care what they think. Dude, I look at that mirror and I have a quote. I firm believer. I got WWJD. What would Jesus do? And then I have another one under that. It says, today, what perspective are you going to give? Is it going to be yours or is it going to be someone else's? We all learn. We learn from others' perspective, but we grow our own. I want to live my own perspective. I want to live my own life. So, Patty, we're weird. We are some of the weirdest weirdos there possibly can be, man. We get up and we do our thing and don't care what anyone thinks. You got a blog, alwayssomewhere.net. I'm going to pop that in there. Alwayssomewhere.net. And Patty comes up with the coolest stuff. I mean, we both been on these travels. I didn't get to do some of them with you. I wish I did, man. I really do.
Wish you did.
And it's crazy to think that someone could call you weird. You're enjoying every moment, man. So what do you have to say to those people that are feeling weird or feeling like they're different and they aren't accepted in this society that just has so many damn expectations on us, man? What do you have to say?
I was just thinking about it right there. And the whole title of this episode, Weird is the New Normal. It's great. It's amazing in so many ways because every single one of us is weird. Okay, put it this way. Every single one of us is different. To start off, every human is different. And that's what makes our planet exciting. Like, you wouldn't want to see the same person on every single corner, right? Having the same conversation over and over again, having, the same all the people in our planet on Earth doing the same thing. Like, how boring would life be? Like, even though our thoughts are aligned, me and you, Lucas, even though we believe in the same things, we are different people. We are weird in different ways. And it's important that people realize that they are different. And by saying that they are weird, there are some things that you do that someone else thinks, oh man, that's weird, Yeah,
Cross
you put
across my arms right now. Is that weird?
to someone
Right
it
over
might
the left,
be,
left over the right.
To someone it might be weird that we're putting this podcast out there. It might be weird that I'm creating a blog. It might be weird that I do all these crazy travels. And to be honest, I look back at them and I think it's weird too, because the shit that I do sometimes it's unbelievable. I mean, the shit that we do when we travel, it's unbelievable. Like, man, the amount of stories we've got to say to share, it's crazy. But what I'm trying to say is weird is good. Okay? It's amazing. It's cool. It's cool to be weird. It's cool to be different because deep down we all are. It's natural to be different. It's natural to do things differently than our next door neighbor, to our mom, our dad, our brother, our sister, our best friend.
Mhm.
That's what makes life exciting. Embrace it.
Yeah, that's a good word right there. I'm actually going to write that down. Embrace it. And the reason why I take notes, and we talked about this before we start the show, is I really enjoy writing things down on a piece of paper, journaling. I don't do the whole get before bed and journal everything. I like doing it in the moment and like thinking about what this topic means to me. And I challenge you to do the same. When you're listening to these episodes or anyone's episodes, not just ours, there's a lot of great podcasts out there. I don't think ours is the one and only. Obviously, there's some really great podcasts out there. Pull out a journal. Take note. Take note, not notes. Just take note, whether that is a bunch of notes or just one of something that stands out to you. And if you're taking anything away from today, just understand that you can be who you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter where you are in life. You just need to understand that the only one that needs to accept you is yourself. And one of the topics we'll later discuss in one of our future episodes, which Patty and I haven't discussed yet, but is there's 4 ways of looking at it. The 4 different expectations you have, 4 different views. And from me, it's yourself. That's at the top of the pyramid. Then it's my faith, your faith, whatever that may be. Then it's my family. And at the bottom, it's my friends, it's my closest tribe, it's my closest advisors. Those are the 4. Do I need them to accept me? No. But the one at the top, right there, is self. That pyramid. Self, faith, family, friends, closest advisors. Those 3 below, they don't accept me, so be it. The thing is, when you have a family that loves you, supports you, wants to be in your life, they're going to accept you. So if you got 2 or 4 of those, then I guess your faith is always going to accept you. I mean, for the most part. Let's be real. So you're most likely going to have 3 of those 4. That's 75% average. You're doing pretty good, my friend. Doing pretty good. So Petty, I want to bring something into, I kind of want to shed some light on this because I feel like this is something we don't talk about because people are not only afraid of talking about it out loud and it's, I mean, even in a setting like this where we're talking to thousands of listeners, and thank you for listening, by the way. Growing up, I'll go through high school, middle school, elementary school, sometimes homeschool, and in current society, remote school, virtual learning. I remember trying to start a business when I was 11 or 12 years old, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But telling my friends that I was doing it, I thought they would think I was weird, so I didn't tell them. When I was 16, I started this business called Coachington with one of my really good friends, one of my best friends. We went to church together, and we had this idea because something happened in our lives that really impacted us. So we grew from that. We built something, but I was afraid to share it. I was afraid to tell people because I thought they would think I was weird. But see, the thing is, and this is why I believe the things I do nowadays, is why have secrets? Because secrets are always going to find a way out. So my secret of Coachington, not telling people, it found its way out. I didn't tell anyone besides, the guy, my buddy that I was working with. You know what happened, Patty? You know what happened? The people that I loved, the people that I trusted, the people that were my closest tribe, my closest circle, which is why I have people down there. And like Patty's like a brother to me, so he's in family. And all my good friends here are like family. But the people at the bottom, when they found out, they started making fun of me. And I thought I was weird. I did. They started joking around. I don't know if it was making fun, but it was definitely, making jokes like, all right. And I actually had one friend that took all the episodes that we put up on YouTube and saved them locally to his computer. And he would make jokes at parties he'd go to. And it's really just crazy to think that when you have moments like that where someone is saving something that's really important to you and putting it out in there in the world and as a joke is just, it's not cool. It's crazy to think that in those moments I was feeling like I was weird, but in reality, man, I was bigger. I was more mature. I was at a point in my life where a lot of folks than my age at the time just, I don't know if they were. I'm not saying that I'm up here or not. I'm just saying that I had a lot of time to grow from wanting to seek out that entrepreneurship stuff. And hell, I was weird. I was a weird kid growing up. I mean, I was, and I'm truthfully proud of that, Patty. I am so proud to be weird. And if you're listening, you should be too. Accept yourself first and foremost. Doesn't matter what you are, who you are, where you're from. Being weird is great. You're one of a kind, as Roman Atwood says. He's one of my idols, as you haven't been able to tell, Patty. He's one of my role models, and I look at people. Be you. You're one of a kind. And I don't mean to take his thunder, but man, that is such strong saying, strong quote. So I'm going to pass this to you, Patty. What time in your life has challenged you to have to adapt, whether it be trying to be normal, as they say, quote unquote, whatever that means, or a situation that you had to face that made you realize that it's time to just be you? Because I know that we've had chats and how much you've changed since we've met each other. But before that, you said that you had leaps and bounds to overcome before you got to the point where you are today.
Yeah, 100%. And I think all this happened, this big personal growth that was building up happened in high school. And I think that's true for most of us, where when we're kids, it's fine to be weird. I mean, like, weird when we're children running around making friends it's a positive thing, You want to be weird. You want to come up with crazy ideas to play around with your mates. And it's fun. And your peers see that as fun. They don't judge you. They don't look down on you because you're weird. I'm going to use the word again, embrace it and have fun just as much as you do. And then comes the time where, you go through primary school, you start high school, and you're trying to fit in. You're trying to fit into, you're trying to be normal, that definition of being normal. And it's different in different cultures. You being normal in USA is different to me being normal at that stage in Ireland. And it's completely different to being normal if you're from India or, Indonesia or Australia even, you know what I mean? The definition of being normal is different in every single culture. But the reality is, at some stage of our life, we're all trying to fit in. We're trying to find ourselves in the circle of normal people because we think, to succeed, to be popular, to be social, to have friends, we need to be normal. So that was me in high school, trying to fit in. But at the same time, while I was doing all this, I was doing all those different weird things that other kids wouldn't do. I was starting my own company at the age of 14, and nobody even thought about doing that. I was the only kid there who kind of actually started a company, a somewhat successful company, not gonna lie, and that got me a lot of good things. Got me out to be able to do my first trip to Asia. That opened my eyes, obviously opened me as a person. But that was weird. Another weird thing was I picked up martial arts, and it wasn't just your normal martial arts that every other kid does. Like, you go to karate, you do taekwondo. I was really down into all these sword fights and, just my imagination. My imagination was all over the place that I could be all that stuff in the movies, and I was. I picked up Japanese martial arts, what the samurai used to do back in the day, the feudal Japan, all that kind of stuff, which fascinated me because I loved history and I loved medieval history on top of that. And I loved it, and people found it weird. So I wouldn't share it with people. I just wouldn't. That was part of my personal life. That was part of me being weird, that side that I just didn't share at all. And that was a big mistake because come 18, when I started to become an instructor, I opened my first martial arts school. I was part of the school, but I opened my first martial arts dojo. So, a place of training. And if if at that stage I was spreading out the word that, I'm doing this, all these great things, and it was a lot of fun, maybe I would have a bunch of people interested in it. It would have been easier. But at the same time, when I wasn't telling people, I had to make contacts. I had to spread the word then to attract people to do it, not from the perspective of money, but from the perspective of teaching people, spreading knowledge, and training with others, which is a lot of fun. So in high school, I guess I was doing all those weird things that generally kids wouldn't do, but I wasn't talking about it. I was trying to fit in. I was keeping this a secret while being normal. Normal in
whatever that means,
whatever
right?
whatever that means. And that wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't great trying to be normal, trying to be like the rest of them, because I wasn't me. First of all, like, me is being creative, me is doing crazy stuff, me is doing all the things that I'm interested in, but other kids clearly weren't. So I wasn't fitting in that standard of being normal. Therefore, I kept it a secret.
You're different.
I was different, and that's completely. Now that I look back at it, man, I wish we all could be different. I mean, we all are deep down, but we're just keeping that weird part of ourselves a secret, putting it away in a shelf.
We try to norm.
It down. Yeah,
we try to norm on each other.
We're different at home, but we're not different when we close our door behind us.
It's awful.
It puts us in a box, Lucas. That's what it does. It puts us in a square box, and we're not thinking outside of it when we're trying to be normal. We're following. We're following a herd of sheep instead of being the wolf. And it's those people who are weird, who are not afraid to show being weird, who spread their weird ideas, that at the end of the day, they're the most successful people on our little planet. Look at all of them. It's those crazy ideas that they have, and they're not afraid to share them, makes them billions. And I'm not only talking about money. It makes them billions in followers. It makes them billions in dollars on their bank account. It makes them billions in their own personal level, their personal successes, billions of successes. And weird is good. And that's what we all have to write down in our journals, write down in our heads. Weird is good. Embrace it. Be weird.
Patty, we talked about journals at the beginning of this, but we do have something really cool coming out here soon. This is a hint. We are going to be releasing journals. Patty and I just decided this hours ago that it would be something really great to help you as well as help us to be accountable for our actions, be accountable for what we say, but also be accountable for what we want to learn. And by you taking notes, and there's plenty of studies out there you can try to disprove me if you want, you can fact check me all you want. But when you write down your thoughts, it actually helps you learn. Your brain picks up on it better than you typing it out because you're writing it down. So you can go check out the research on it. I'm not going to state it.
And I'm going to jump right in there. Just recently, during the past week, while I was doing some research and all that, journaling part, something came up, and it said, now I'm not 100% sure of the number. It's either 42 or 49%, but writing down your goal or an idea that you want to accomplish, writing it down, is bringing, how do I even phrase it? Writing down an idea, a dream, a goal, makes you
49% more accountable or something like that, right?
49% more accountable, 49% more likely to achieve what you set out, what you wrote down.
I did read something like that as well. And it's usually by a accredited source, if you're wondering. A lot of the stuff I read is based off of, even for work, it's just you're reading from very reputable sources. And I always ask, what's the source? What's the source? Who read the book? Who wrote the book? So who read it? I don't know. Who wrote it? I don't know. But point being said is, you're more accountable if you hold yourself accountable. And if you write it down, you're more accountable. I said that like, my weird self. So it's crazy that if you don't challenge yourself to do something based off of trying to norm with everyone else in society, kind of lose track of who you are. And like you were saying, Patty, there's too many times that we get caught living the norm as whatever that looks like. I will say from personal experience that I've sat in front of a computer and done stuff that may or may not make me happy. I'm just going to put it that way. And looked at it afterwards and trying to think, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And this is going back to the work. This is going back to even not even current day. This is just going back to even the past when you're working in front of, say you're in college or say you're in high school. I'm just throwing ideas out there. You're looking at something. Does it make you happy? Does this paper make me happy? Does this assignment, this project, so forth make me happy? If you can look at that and it makes you happy, great. But are you truly unlocking your full potential? Are you truly coming out of your comfort zones? And I bring all these points up because these are all critical to being weird, to being you, to being who you want to be. I mean, who you ultimately are. I do crazy stuff like just by myself, like in my own house, in my own place. I like to be weird. But I wouldn't go out in society, and I don't know. I would nowadays. I wouldn't have even 8 months ago. 8 months ago, I would have been all right. And go to this bar with my buddy, have a beer, and just do the thing that people are doing. Have another beer and continue the effort. No, I go to the beer and I like to change it, or go to the bar. Go to the beer. I go to the bar and I like to. All right. I mean, you want to have a shot at this place that doesn't have a bar or doesn't have beer? Okay, let's figure out where we can get a shot. So, I mean, I bring it up like that because I live in Charlotte, and Charlotte has a lot of great breweries, a lot of fantastic places. But I like drinking beer, but I also like drinking stuff that doesn't have as many calories, and also does the job if that's what we're going for. Now, if we're going for a different vision, and that's even in the workplace or so forth, is what can I do to make myself stand out? And Patty, I don't know if I told you this, but I didn't want to be the guy that wore the standard socks. You know, they say that you can dress to impress, but everyone's wearing the same stuff. Now, there's two things that people can't really judge you on, but you know you're wearing them. One is your boxers. Okay. You can wear whatever you want. You could wear a Speedo down there. You could wear a nice covered something with you can all these cool designs. You can wear, and another one, the second one is socks. Man, I have the coolest collection of socks, and my boxers that go with my uniform, as I call it. They stand out because those are two things where I feel like I have the opportunity to be a little weird. I can pick whatever I want. If I want to wear something goofy, I can do it. And I think that's where we need to go in society. And if we haven't, I don't think we've got there yet. I think now in 2020, buddy, I think people are truly coming out of their comfort zones. And if you're listening, this is an opportunity for you to come out. Let 2021 and the rest of 2020 be an opportunity to challenge yourself to be your ultimate self. You know, Patty, what is one thing that you try to do in your everyday life that just, this is me, this is who I am, whether it be is it coffee? Is it coffee?
You well know that it might be. You know, at this stage, everything that I do is true to me. Every single thing that I do is true to me. And that goes even to, like you're saying, okay, so you started the topic of work, of professional life. And, you know, I'm an automation engineer, blah, blah, blah. There's people coming to the offices. Even now during the pandemic, during the lockdown that we have in Ireland, I'm considered an essential worker. I need to be in the office. You know, when you're in the office, you're supposed to dress in a certain way. A shirt for the starters, you know, trousers, nice shoes. Like, you're supposed to look professional. And to a large extent, I always wear these kind of things. But for the past month, it's been very cold here. I'm not gonna lie. It's been cold. And I've just been like, you know I'm supposed to wear a shirt. I know that, you know, because there could be a director coming in any second to talk about a certain project. But, you know, deep inside, I'm like, I don't feel like wearing a shirt right now. I'm cold. I prefer to wear a hoodie. And I do it. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't go against the company's policy. It's not that it says in my contract I need to wear a shirt every day to my work. I need to look nice. I need to look professional. But who says a nice hoodie is not looking professional? You know what I mean? So, even little things like that, or little, not so little, but things like that, I'm just being myself. I've I've been there trying to put myself in a box, trying to be normal, as they say, and that didn't work. I wasn't happy. I wasn't being me. So I've put this all aside, and every decision now, essentially every decision that I make right now is not what my head tells me, not what my brain says. Oh, that's what people do. You do the same. It's what I feel. If one day I feel like wearing a hoodie, I'm gonna wear a hoodie. If the other day I feel like wearing, I don't know, socks with blue stripes and yellow circles or something like that, I'm gonna do it. Because that's what I feel. That's what's gonna make me happy in that day. If I feel like not having a coffee in the morning, I'm not gonna have a coffee. But if the other day I'm feeling like, okay, I'm gonna have a coffee now and then drive into the office and have 2 more, that's what I'm gonna do. So, just cutting the long story short, essentially what I'm doing is thinking about myself. And we kind of moved on this topic last time about being selfish. Selfish is not necessarily bad. We all have to be selfish sometimes. And
Perspective. It's truly perspective.
That's
It's
exactly
not
what it is.
being selfish is bad, but being selfish, I'm saying that with a ish. Being selfish, meaning taking the time for yourself, taking the time to care about yourself, taking the time to embrace yourself is critical. It is essential to being the person that you need to be. 2020 has been a rough year. Can I say that? Can I get a whoop whoop?
Oh, you sure can. Look, 2020 has been a year none of us expected.
But let me ask you this. I mean, this is to you that's listening right now. Has 2020 been a year or what? Has it been a year to embrace? Has it been a year to challenge? Has it been a year to think? Has it been a year to build? Has it been a year to conquer? I know 2020 has been a year for many. I mean, even looking at the stats and domestic violence and in the US at least, it has marriages, divorce rates, everything is up. 2020 has been a year. 2020 has been a year. But 2020 doesn't have to be the end. 2020 is just the beginning. Let 2021 and so on and so forth be years that you can embrace the challenges, the opportunities, the dreams, the expectations, the love. Because there's so much more out there, buddy. There is so much more out there. There's so many more things that you can accomplish. And it's just great to know that you got people in your corner. And if you think you don't, Patty and I are in your corner. We're here right now with you. Whether you're on a drive, whether you're on a workout, or hell, you're just sitting in your bed listening to a podcast. Cool on you. It's good to be different.
100%. 2020 has been a year and a half. It was a bad and a good year at the same time. For a lot of people who have been busy with their lives, they gave a pause, a necessary pause. And it was up to them to decide what they're going to do with their pause. Are they going to waste it? Or are they going to use that valuable time to analyze their life, to change things in their life, to think about what it is truly that makes them happy and what they want to do with their life? And I'm just going to say this, life is a series of ups and downs, as we all know. And we need them downs to appreciate those ups. We need them lows to appreciate them highs. And we've talked about this in the last podcast, but it's truly applicable to everything. And where does the weird fit in? Where does it fit in? I feel like when we are weird, we're at our highs. Because we are ourselves.
Happy.
When we're normal, we're at the median, We're there at this one line where we're just like everybody else. It's not exciting. It's boring. It's not us.
Patty, you have just made an amazing point right there. The normalcy factor When you are in a situation where you are faced to be normal and you find someone where you can finally let your guard down and you thought you just had to be normal with that person, and all of a sudden it clicks and then you're just you. I mean, there's some people this is how society is. You have to be normal. But you take that second and you realize you can let your guard down. And all of a sudden that relationship grows, it expands, it builds. All these things happen. Magic happens because you were you. So with that, Patty, do you have anything else to add for today? This has been a knowledge bomb and a half, man.
Oh, it really has been. Yeah, there's one last thing that I definitely want to mention is that, when you're being weird, when you're being yourself, everything that comes your way at that very time, all the friends that you make are your friends for life, are going to become your family. Because if they can appreciate you being weird, I mean, they support you. They'll support you with anything, And that's who you want to have in your life. That's the tribe you want to have. That's the people you want to surround yourself with, are going to empower you to conquer this world. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Hey, also, before we end, or wrap up, however you want to say it, I want this to be a note that this is not targeting anyone in our lives. This is just experiences that have let us learn, let us build. There's no loss in life. It's a new thing for me to take grasp of, but I'm trying to apply it. It's win or learn. We never lose. We win or we learn. Some things we don't go in our favor, but we learn from them. Someone passes away. We had a lot of great victories with that person. We learned a lot from that person. That's the way you have to start thinking. So these people that have helped shape us, don't take this to heart. This is just us being us and telling us our stories. And, you are amazing. You're great. We're grateful for you. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Patty for this week's homework. And please take note of this. Take note in your journal and act on it for this week. Go ahead, Patty.
Homework number 1, my friends. Read Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds by David Goggins. It's a new release, but it carries some unbelievable value. We appreciate it, and we feel like you will too. So
it's on Amazon. That out. On Amazon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Check it out. Number 2. That's an exciting one. I'm really excited about it because that's just me being weird right now. Start a journal or check ours out. And that's coming out soon. And I'm just super excited about this because I'm one of those people that I don't journal every day. I don't write everything down. But like you were saying, Lucas, and it was a great point. I write things down in the moment. I have my journal right here. I'm going to show you. Nothing special. Just a blue journal. Little hardback, just to keep my things safe. And it's literally me brainstorming a lot of ideas, me jotting down things that I learn every day from different podcasts, from different people, from you, Lucas, from what we're saying right now. Just points. They don't have to be long paragraphs. It doesn't have to be an essay. Just a little thing. Sometimes it helps me to organize my life. Sometimes it helps me to be creative, to kind of put things out there before I kind of put everything together. It's great. I love journaling, and I'm super excited that we in Project Dream Mastery, we're working on something that could be super valuable both to our lives, but I feel like to our viewers and listeners as well, something that will stand out for sure and will be applicable to all our lives, and it's going to shape us in the way we want to move forward.
And it has a twist, so there's going to be some components of that. It's not just a notebook. It almost is like a workbook. Working through your life. I mean, you don't have to, we're not saying go after this. This is just something that we want to embrace in our life, something we want to use for ourselves. And if you want to use it, go for it. We're not expecting anything from you, but this is something that we know is going to help us stay on track with our goals, our dreams, our mission of, the 3 pillars and defy expectations, dreaming big and loving deeply. So with that, I will wrap with this. We just launched our Patreon membership community where you can become one of our elite supporters and gain exclusive access to early releases, live streams with Patty and I, which is pretty awesome, I think, maybe, I don't know, and Q&A. We have a few different tiers available with some pretty sweet perks. maybe some merch. So make sure to check them out and consider supporting the show. Go to projectdreammastery.com and click the red button that says become a patron to learn more. As we reach our monthly goals, we will have some pretty sweet giveaways. Also, make sure to give us a subscribe, all that good stuff they say on all these videos and stuff now. That's pretty important, apparently, I guess. Help us grow, please. Please and thank you. If you have not already, please make sure to review the show, subscribe, like, and share so we can reach more amazing listeners like you. All of our shows are available in both audio, video, and written form. So make sure to check out our website to access the full experience. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode to come. We'll talk to you soon.